Most people walk every single day, but have absolutely no idea what is happening inside their body. The timing of your walk creates two completely different outcomes that most people never even consider. One outcome burns fat efficiently. The other one does not burn any meaningful fat at all. Before sunrise, while your stomach is completely empty, your body is already in a rare state. This rare fat-releasing state is something most people walk right past without ever once using it. This state is not random or accidental. It is a precise biological condition shaped entirely by hormones. Overnight fasting sends powerful signals deep inside your body that most people never think about at all. Insulin is the single most important hormone you need to understand before stepping outside for your walk. When insulin is high inside your body, stored fat stays completely locked away and cannot be used. When insulin is low, the fat storage door opens wide and your body can finally release it. Right now, after sleeping all night, your insulin levels are sitting at their absolute natural lowest point. Your body is quietly sitting in a rare metabolic window that most people completely waste every morning. While you were sleeping, your liver slowly burned through its glycogen stores just to keep you alive. Your brain needed fuel all night long. Your liver quietly provided it without you knowing at all. Right now, your glucose is low. Your stored fat is fully primed and ready to be used. Think of it like a car that has already shifted into the perfect gear before a steep climb. The moment you step outside and begin walking, your fat cells immediately start to activate and respond. Your body begins mobilizing stored fat as real usable fuel for every single movement your muscles make. Your muscles are now pulling clean energy directly from fat rather than burning available glucose for fuel. In the fasted state, fat mobilization is wide open. In the fed state, the door completely closes. This is the single most important difference between a fasted morning walk and any other walk you take. Here is something very important that most people completely miss after finishing their morning fasted walk outside. Burning fat during your walk only works if you do not cancel it out with poor choices later. If you walk fasted but then sit completely still all day long, the metabolic advantage quietly disappears. Every single hour of your full day matters more than most people are willing to honestly admit. Your morning walk sets the hormonal tone, but your entire day decides the final real outcome for you. Some people see visible results quickly, other people see nothing at all, despite walking the exact same route. The walk itself is identical, but the lifestyle surrounding that walk is completely and dramatically different for each. Food quality, sleep, stress management, and daily consistency together determine whether your waistline actually changes at all. Understanding this truth is genuinely empowering because you now know exactly which levers you need to pull. Diet quality, sleep, stress, and consistency are not separate, unrelated topics. They are all directly connected together. They all connect directly to your belly fat situation, whether you currently realize that connection or not yet. Walk forward every morning with real patience. When you stay consistent, your body responds with visible transformation weekly. Now, let us talk about what belly fat actually is, because most people are thinking about it wrong.
This is visceral fat. It wraps tightly around your internal organs and creates that stubborn, rounded belly shape. Belly fat is not simply cosmetic. It is biologically active and responds powerfully to every hormonal signal you send. Belly fat carries far more hormone receptors than fat sitting in your arms or your legs combined. This is exactly why belly fat responds so dramatically and noticeably to hormonal signals inside your body daily. Every single time you eat refined carbohydrates or sugar, your insulin spikes hard, fast, and very powerfully. When insulin spikes, your belly absorbs that incoming energy signal first before anywhere else in your entire body. Each insulin spike sends a loud and direct storage signal straight to your belly region every single time. Your body listens obediently to that signal and packs even more fat into your belly without hesitation. Over time, this cycle repeats itself again and again. Insulin spikes, fat stores, resistance quietly builds inside you. Releasing that stored belly fat becomes increasingly harder with every repeated cycle of insulin spiking throughout your days. Cortisol is the other major hormonal player that almost nobody talks about when discussing stubborn belly fat seriously. When you are under real or even just perceived stress, cortisol directly signals your body to store more fat. In the morning, cortisol naturally rises slightly to help you wake up and feel mentally alert and ready. In small controlled doses, this natural morning cortisol rise is completely normal and actually genuinely helpful for you. But when your stress becomes truly chronic, cortisol stays elevated far too long and causes serious hidden damage.
Your belly fat cells have specific receptors designed to respond to elevated cortisol signals with aggressive fat storage. These cortisol receptors on your belly fat cells are highly sensitive and react to even mild chronic stress. When cortisol stays elevated, these receptors receive a direct message to store more fat without any hesitation at all. Chronic stress silently and continuously expands your waistline even when you have not changed your diet one bit. This is exactly why stress management is not optional advice. It is a core biological requirement for belly fat loss. This is also precisely why fasted morning walking is so genuinely powerful and so much more than simple exercise. Right now, before your first meal, your insulin is low and your fat mobilization system is fully activated. Walking in natural morning light directly regulates your cortisol rather than letting it stay dangerously elevated all morning. Instead of staying elevated and causing damage, cortisol naturally rises and then falls in a healthy, controlled arc. High-intensity training spikes cortisol sharply and suddenly, creating exactly the hormonal environment that fuels belly fat storage. But a steady, moderate morning walk keeps cortisol beautifully balanced and lets fat burning continue fully uninterrupted throughout. This is the hormonal shift that makes everything genuinely different about a fasted morning walk versus other exercise. Fasted walking changes your entire internal hormonal environment in direct favor of releasing and burning stored belly fat. This is not simply about burning calories during the walk itself. That is a very shallow way to think. This is about permanently changing the exact hormonal conditions that allowed belly fat to accumulate in the first place.
You are not attacking fat directly with brute force. You are removing the conditions that allowed it to stay. That is a fundamentally more intelligent, more powerful, and more sustainable approach to real, lasting belly fat reduction. Now here is the practical question that almost everyone gets completely wrong before they even lace their walking shoes. How long do you actually need to walk before your body begins meaningfully burning stored fat as fuel? In the very first few minutes of walking, your body is still burning available blood glucose for energy. The fat-burning engine has not fully switched on yet. Your heart rate is still steadily climbing upward. The enzymes responsible for fat oxidation are still warming up inside your muscles and need more time still. This metabolic transition from burning glucose to burning fat takes real, sustained, consistent time to fully complete itself. At the 30-minute mark, you enter what scientists call the fat oxidation peak zone during moderate, steady walking. This is where the real, meaningful, and measurable fat burning truly and fully begins to happen inside you. A 5-minute walk produces only a small, dim flicker of fat-burning activity inside your body that morning. A 40-minute walk produces a blazing, sustained fat-burning flame that burns clean and steady throughout your entire walk. Duration makes all the difference between a walk that looks healthy and a walk that actually burns real fat. Intensity matters just as much as duration, and most people get the intensity level completely wrong every single time. The fat burn zone sits at a comfortable, moderate pace, not too easy and definitely not too hard at all. If you are sprinting or running hard in a fasted state, you are making a serious metabolic mistake here.
Fasted high-intensity exercise spikes your cortisol violently and immediately reverses the entire fat-burning advantage you built overnight. The correct zone feels genuinely engaged. You feel physically warm. Your breathing is noticeably heavier, but still controlled. You can still speak short sentences comfortably. That is the exact talk test that confirms you are in range. Two walkers side by side taking the same walk will get dramatically different results based only on this one thing. The one walking at a moderate, steady pace is building a fat-burning hormonal environment that compounds over weeks. The one pushing too hard is spiking cortisol and quietly canceling every single biological advantage their fasted state provides. A consistent habit of 5 green check marks per week produces a gradual and very real belly fat reduction. That gradual reduction compounds meaningfully over weeks in ways that dramatic, short, intense bursts can never sustainably produce. The path of consistent, moderate daily effort leads to genuine, lasting transformation that holds and keeps improving over time. The path of dramatic, short, intense bursts leads to exhaustion, then injury, then complete abandonment of the habit entirely. Now, here is the single biggest practical mistake that silently destroys the entire effort of millions of morning walkers. Look at this situation carefully because it probably describes exactly what you are doing on most mornings right now. You wake up, you have a sweetened coffee, a small glass of juice, maybe one biscuit just for energy. It feels harmless, it feels tiny, it feels like it could not possibly matter that much to your results. But watch what happens inside your body the exact moment that tiny sugar amount enters your system before walking.
Insulin receives that sugar signal and responds immediately. The fat-burning switch flips from green to amber in seconds. The lipase enzymes responsible for releasing fatty acids from your fat cells power down almost completely and immediately. Fatty acids stop flowing into your bloodstream. The fat-burning process shuts itself off completely before your walk even begins. You have shifted from the fasted fat-burning zone into the fed storage zone without even realizing what happened. You are still walking outside. You are still moving your body, but your fat oxidation flame is now nearly gone. That tiny pre-walk sugar canceled the entire metabolic preparation your body spent 8 or more hours building overnight silently. This one detail is responsible for more failed morning walks than almost any other single factor that people overlook. Before your walk, hold a glass of plain water instead. Drink it. Rehydrate your body without any insulin response. Plain water rehydrates your cells after overnight fasting without sending any storage signals to your belly fat cells at all. Black coffee with absolutely zero sugar added is also perfectly fine and actually helps your fat burning that morning. Caffeine gently activates fat oxidation and provides energy without triggering any insulin response that would cancel your progress. Zero insulin spike, enhanced fat oxidation, mental clarity and focus that makes your walk feel easier and more enjoyable. Water, black coffee, walking shoes. That is your complete and fully sufficient preparation for a powerful fasted morning walk. Small sugar intake before your walk creates a hormonal ripple that disrupts the entire fasted environment built overnight silently.
This single detail, protecting your fasted state before the walk, protects absolutely everything else that follows from it. Your walk is finished. You are stepping back inside your home. Watch what begins happening inside your body right now. Your morning walk is the anchor for your entire day and influences every biological process that follows throughout it completely. When you finish your fasted walk, your muscle glycogen stores are partially depleted from the sustained, moderate movement. This depletion creates an important primed window that most people never hear about and almost nobody takes advantage of. Because your glycogen stores are depleted, your muscles are now wide open to efficiently absorb glucose from your first meal. Your post-meal blood sugar spike becomes smaller and far more controlled than it would be without the morning walk. Less excess energy gets pushed into fat storage after your fasted morning walk than on days you skip it. Over weeks of consistently repeating this morning pattern, your insulin sensitivity genuinely and measurably improves throughout your entire body. Your metabolism becomes progressively more efficient at managing energy across the entire day, not just during the walk itself. Natural morning sunlight landing on your face as you walk does something that indoor exercise can never fully replicate. Your circadian clock is being precisely anchored with every step you take in that early natural outdoor light. When your circadian clock is properly anchored, your cortisol follows a healthy and predictable arc throughout the entire day. Cortisol rises in the morning, then smoothly and naturally declines through the afternoon and evening as it should.